Thank you, Mr President. I thank the Minister for her contribution and also her ongoing engagement with this issue. I again echo in this chamber the frustrations of the Australian Association of Social Workers in their 20+ years campaign to have a registration scheme in this nation or in this state for social workers. It would come as a great surprise, I think, to most of the public that anyone can call themselves a social worker and that there only is a voluntary way of ensuring, indeed, proper professional practice through the membership of the Association of Australian Social Workers, the Australian Association of Social Workers, or indeed that same requirement or eligibility for membership. And so there are many workarounds to ensure that workers in this field are acting appropriately, and when they do act inappropriately, that they are called to account. But the reality is, right now, there is nothing to stop anyone who has no qualifications or expertise in social work calling themselves a social worker, presenting as a social worker, and indeed inflicting potential harm upon vulnerable people, or, should they be qualified, should that harm also be inflicted, being called to account. It is high time that a parliament acted. This report recommends that this parliament act. I hope the Marshall government will act. They certainly have given an indication that they are willing to take some leadership here. Everyone, I would imagine, who has looked at this scheme and made contributions, and there has been extensive work put to support the report that comes back to this parliament. Everyone would prefer a national scheme, but a national scheme hasn't happened in over 2 decades. So if a national scheme cannot be made possible, a state scheme must be progressed by the Marshall government, and maybe a state scheme will be what makes that national scheme come into effect. I commend the report to the Council, but also thank all of the countless hours of not just the members of this committee, but indeed those members of the community who have worked to hopefully see social workers registered in the near future in our state and better outcomes for those vulnerable clients in particular.